Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. My name's Tom Wildman. I'm with Denver's Office of Climate Action, and we're talking today about our new Energize Denver Energy Navigation program for equity priority building owners. And this is for owners with buildings 5,000 to 24,999 square feet in gross floor area. And we're going to talk you through what's available in terms of support from this program, the eligibility criteria, and how to apply for our pilot program. First, we're going to talk about the simultaneous interpretation that we're going to offer during this webinar. So you can listen to this in either English or Spanish, and I'm going to hand over to Indira Guzman to talk us through that.
Good afternoon. My name is Indira Guzman, and I'm here to help create a space for language justice where everyone can participate and engage in the language of their heart. At this time, we're going to turn on interpretation. You will see a little icon on the bottom of the screen that says interpretation. Please select the language that you prefer to engage in. I'm going to put this in Espanol for our Spanish-speaking friends. Esta esta tarde vamos a tener interpretación disponible para ayudar a crear un espacio para la justicia del lenguaje. En un segundo, la interpretación y podrá elegir el idioma en el que prefiere participar. Puede elegir el icono que dice interpretación y seleccionar ya sea inglés o español, dependiendo del idioma en el que quiera escuchar. Muchas gracias. Si tienen preguntas, mándenos un chat. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and turn on interpretation.
Okay, the interpretation is now turned on. And there is a Q&A box that you can see along the bottom of your screen. It's kind of on the left-hand side. We want to answer any and all questions today. So any questions that come up during this webinar, please type them into the Q&A box. I'll be monitoring that the whole time. If it's something urgent we need for clarification, I will jump in to ask Tracy, who's our presenter, to answer that. Otherwise, I will hold those until the end of the session, and I'll read those to Tracy to answer. So over to you, Tracy.
All right, thanks, Tom. Yeah, welcome everybody. My name is Tracy Phillips. I'm the director of the Energize Denver Energy Navigation Pilot Program, or EDEN for short. Here's what we're going to talk to you about today. First, we'll start with Energize Denver. I'm sure all of you are pretty familiar with the Energize Denver requirements now, but we'll review that and then talk about this program that we're excited to introduce you all to, which is a support and resource for all of you to potentially take advantage of to help you with your buildings and your building needs. I'm going to talk about the program and then describe how you can apply to participate in the program. And then, like Tom said, we'll answer any questions that you might have. All right. So as I mentioned, most of you are most likely familiar with Energize Denver, but just as a refresher here, this was a building energy performance ordinance that was passed in 2021 and went into effect last year, 2023. The goals of the Energize Denver program is to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 80% by 2040. And reduce building energy use intensity across Denver by 30% by 2030. So these are, fairly aggressive goals that we're all working towards achieving. The idea too behind Energize Denver is as buildings lower their energy use and cost of operations, the city of Denver is going to become a more competitive, attractive city for businesses and residents. So that's the idea. And I'll mention too, Tom and his team over at CASR are really committed to working, collaborating with building owners and providing flexibility where it's applicable in order to help everybody achieve compliance. So it's a team effort, if you will. Okay. So to go into a little more detail specifically about the Energize Denver requirements for buildings 5,000 to 24,999 square feet in size, you have a number of compliance options available to you. The first is to improve your lighting. So what that means is you would certify that at least 90% or more of the building's lighting load is provided by LED lighting. So that's one option. A second is a renewable energy option where you would utilize on-site or off-site renewable power generation. Typically, that's in the form of solar PV to offset at least 20% of the building's total annual energy use. There's also an alternate compliance option. One is for any building, if they don't want to follow the lighting or the renewable energy compliance paths or can't, you can opt to do a energy efficiency approach whereby you would reduce the building's annual energy use by 15% or more. And that could be typically, something like HVAC equipment upgrades, but it could also be envelope upgrades or new controls or really anything to improve the building's energy use, but reduce the building's total energy use by 15% or more. And for condos, the homeowners associations can address common spaces only, and there's some specific criteria. It's sort of a combination of these different improvements that you would apply just to common spaces. That's only applicable for condominiums. So that's another alternate compliance option. So that's the requirements around Energize Denver. And again, the idea behind all of this is to help building owners reduce their energy bills and their costs of operation, provide a return on investment for building owners, reduce their maintenance costs, improve a building's indoor air quality, and of course, our collective outdoor air quality, increase property values for commercial buildings, and just in general, make properties more attractive to tenants and businesses in the city of Denver. So that's our goal. So what is this Energize Denver Energy Navigation, or EDEN program? So this is a pilot program. And the idea behind it is to provide a resource for building owners that are looking to comply with the Energize Denver requirements. So this program is intended to help you evaluate different improvement options, not just for Energize Denver compliance, but also any other improvement options that you might have in mind for your building. Maybe you have items on your bucket list that you've always sort of wanted to do. And so now would be the time for us to help you evaluate those improvement options. Also to look at what incentives or tax benefits are available to you. Make sure you understand what's out there and how you can get access to those incentives or tax benefits. And if you need financing, to help you evaluate different financing options. Overall, we want to make sure you know what to do and have a path forward to getting your compliance taken care of with Energize Denver. And then we want to help you with everything else around that. So that's the idea behind the program. And so this is a free program. It's free technical and financial assistance provided to, we're looking for equity priority buildings in this first pilot program to help you comply with the Energize Denver requirements. The program is sponsored by the City and County of Denver's Office of Climate Action, Sustainability and Resiliency, or CASR. That's Tom and his group. And then my company, Sustainable Real Estate Solutions, or SRS, we've been hired as the program administrator. So we'll be your main point of contact, working with you with your building to help you navigate this. So again, we're looking for up to 30 equity priority buildings. So owners of commercial, multifamily, or nonprofit buildings in this size range, right? 5,000 to 24,999 square feet. And we're gonna help you determine your best compliance path to meet the Energize Denver requirements and navigate that process from start to finish, as well as identify any incentives or tax credits that you might be eligible for, help you understand different financing options and show you what they would look like, and help you evaluate any other potential energy efficiency upgrades that you think you might be interested in for your building. The lessons that we get from this program, this is a pilot, we're hoping to use to help us build an at-scale assistance program to support building owners across Denver. So the program, as I mentioned, it involves free technical assistance. So we'll be helping you evaluate the cost-benefit analysis of different compliance paths and evaluating any other energy efficiency improvement projects that you think you might be interested in. Part of the process, we use what's called an EPIC report. So this is a report that we're going to generate for you and your building to show you what the improvements are going to look like. What are they going to cost? What are they going to save? The utility cost savings. How do other cash flow elements play into that in the form of incentives or tax credits or other tax benefits? Again, we can help you look at different financing options, things like if you're familiar with CPACE, the commercial property assessed clean energy, or financing products available through the collective clean energy fund, or traditional financing options like a bank loan. We can show you how all of that might look for your building if you are interested in financing. As part of this program too, we're offering a pre-construction grant that could cover up to 50% of the net cost of the improvements that you need to implement in order to achieve the Energize Denver compliance. So that's a nice little benefit. Here's an example of what the EPIC report looks like. So this is the report that we're going to develop for your project and share with you and review with you. These reports are really designed to be easy to understand, right? You don't have to be an engineer or a financial wizard or a CPA or anything like that. They really speak in a fairly straightforward language. They'll show you the financial projections of the improvements that you're considering, show you how the other cash flow elements play into it, show you the what a financing option might look like, and really help you make a decision about what's going to be the best path forward for your building. So I want to talk about the process. If you do want to engage in the Eden program, this is what the process is going to look like. So you're going to submit an application to the program. We'll review it and then determine if it's accepted into the program. If you've been accepted, then we're going to schedule a kickoff call. So you'll get an email from me. I'm going to reach out and set up a call with you. During that kickoff call, we're going to review your building, talk about the existing energy infrastructure. So what does your lighting look like, your HVAC equipment, those types of things. We'll discuss different improvement opportunities, right? So what might be something that could be applicable, a good fit for your building? You know, have you thought about solar? Do you need a new roof? Do you need new windows? How old is the HVAC equipment? Have you even ever considered electric vehicle charging stations? You know, whatever you're interested in, we're here to help you evaluate that and see if it's a good fit. Then, as I mentioned, we'll develop that preliminary EPIC report. So this is going to provide sort of a 30,000-foot view of what these improvements might look like, estimates of what they're going to cost and what they're going to save, and the return on investment on those improvements. So after we develop that first EPIC report, I'll schedule a second call with you to review that report. We'll talk through the results, see what might be the best compliance paths or improvement projects that you're interested in. We'll talk through the utility rebates that you're available for, or any other incentives. We could talk about other resources that we might want to tap into as part of this process. And then you're going to engage with contractors for any of the improvements that you decide you want to move forward with. So we can have actual contractor quotes, right? What are these projects really going to cost? We're going to collect that collaboratively together, and then we're going to revise the EPIC report to reflect the actual quotes. In the third call, we'll then review that updated EPIC report with this actual quote information and review the cost benefit analysis of the improvements. And then we'll sort of finalize what compliance path you want to go forward with and what improvement projects you might want to do. That's when we can also determine if financing is going to be necessary. So if it is, and you say, okay, yeah, I really like CPACE or a product from CSAF or somebody else, then I can hand you over to that program so you can start working through the financing with them. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Oh, and we're also here to assist with submitting the Energize Denver compliance documentation. So we're going to make sure you're clear on what you need to do, what you need to develop or provide, where do you need to go on the web, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So this is a collaborative process, meaning and I mentioned earlier, we're looking to expand this program potentially throughout Denver to help many building owners throughout the city. And so as part of that, we're envisioning cohort support meetings. So you'd be invited to participate in these cohort meetings where you can sort of just share your story, right? You can talk to your peers, other building owners, and explain to them sort of what you did and why it made sense or what things didn't work, and just sort of be a storyteller for some of the other building owners that are looking to comply with Energize Denver and might need help with their buildings as well. We'll also, for a number of these projects, we'll be potentially using your project as a case study to, again, help spread the word about the program. And just like this presentation is available in different languages, we do have support for non-English speaking building owners. So we really want to try to affect change throughout our community. So as part of the process, we'll be collecting along the way quantitative data. So these things would be like building metrics, energy and cost savings associated with the improvements that you're looking at, what incentives were available to you, these types of data, and then qualitative data as well. So, what were motivating factors to deciding to go forward with certain improvements, those types of things. And at the end, we're going to have an exit interview. So this is where we're going to collect a lot of that qualitative data. So we'll talk about, what were the motivators for you? What were the things you liked best? What are the parts of the Eden program that you found the most valuable? Your overall engagement experience, and what were the cost benefit analysis that really motivated you? These types of things. So that, again, we can use those lessons learned to improve upon the program and develop a more comprehensive program for the rest of the city. So in terms of eligibility criteria, as I mentioned, we are focused on equity priority buildings in this pilot. So when you fill out your application and send it in, you will need to provide documentation demonstrating that you are an equity priority building. So just as a sort of overview of what that means for apartments, that would mean providing a copy of the Affordable Housing Covenant and any other supporting documents to confirm that 2/3 of the units are designated as affordable housing. There's also something called naturally occurring affordable housing. So that would require a rent roll showing that 2/3 of the building units have rents at or below 80% of the host rent limits. For condos, it requires supporting documentation to confirm that 2/3 of the unit owners are at or below 80% of the area median income. This is usually demonstrated like with the IRS form 1040 income tax return. For nonprofit organizations, you would provide the 501c3 determination letter and a description of your services. And for commercial buildings, it's supporting documents to confirm that the annual gross operating revenue is $800,000 or less based on your most recent tax return. Oh, and that says TBD, but it's actually confirmed. That's what it is. I didn't delete the TBD here. So that is what it is for commercial buildings. Okay. So here is a way you can visit our website and learn more information about the program. And there is the method for accessing the application if you're interested in applying for the program. And these slides will be available so that you can use these, or you can take a quick picture of the screen now with your cell phone. I'll leave it up here for a few more seconds, and you can snap a picture and then use that to get to the website and the application. All right, and there is my contact information. As I mentioned, I'll be your main point of contact throughout the program. So myself and my team are eager to help you out if you're interested. So definitely reach out or visit our website or send us an application, and we'll look forward to working with you. Tom, that's it. Any
Yeah,
questions?
thanks, Tracy, for that overview. I don't see any questions in the Q&A box. We do have some time, so if you have any questions, you can either put them in the box or you can press that little raise hand button as well, and you can just ask. I'll be able to unmute you. If you have any questions for Tracy or myself. I will say that we are reviewing applications pretty quickly. So they've been rolling in. So we review them usually within a few days of coming in. So, and we're sort of accepting people like in an ongoing basis. So we do have a few people, a few building owners who've already been accepted to the program. So I saw someone wrote, didn't have a question, but thanks Tracy for the time. Thanks Matt for the nice comment. So yeah, I don't see any questions, Tracy. I'm gonna assume that means you did a wonderful job of presenting everything very clearly and concisely there. So maybe just hold on for like another minute here if there's a question, but you know, if not, just to say that we're really looking forward to this program. And if you have any questions, you know, about the eligibility criteria, if you're not sure you quite hit it, or any other questions about the program, please feel free to reach out as well. We're very happy to answer any questions or support in the application process. Okay. Oh, here. Scott has a question. I can't find my building code. Help. Yes, so that's looking for the building ID. Scott, what I am actually going to do here is I can actually look that up for you. I'm going to put my email right here. We also have a web page that I will put in. So I just answered the question there with my email. So if you want to send me, email me your building address, I'll just look it up for you and I can send it right in. If anybody has an issue finding a building ID, you can always contact our help desk or do that. But we also have a small building lookup tool, and I'm going to put that in the chat as well. I'm just loading up that web page myself. Give me 1 second and I'll put that in the chat box. Okay, I'm putting a link here and I'm putting this one in the chat. And this is our building lookup tool. So you should see that right there. look up under 25k.energizedenver.org. You can always go in there and type in your building address, and it'll give you your building ID. We get that question quite a bit. But Scott, if you can't find it using that, I'm happy to email it to you as well. Okay, I don't see any other questions. So thank you very much, Tracy, and thank you, Indira, for the interpretation. And we look forward to seeing your applications. Thank you.